If any persons are recording the meeting, you must notify the chair at this time.
Jaden did, in chat, he is recording, but he's headed to work, so he's not able to say so.
Okay.
I tried to refer.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call.
I already read through those.
Ed Berlin.
Oh, I just meant maybe that there was paperwork there.
Aaron Nelson.
Here.
Ellen Boyer.
Here.
Carol Cohen.
Here.
Doris Cowdery.
Here.
Dylan. Here. Tim Farrell.
Here.
Amy Mosquitola.
Hi.
Here. Fern Smith.
Here.
Jean Wall. Here. Mayor.
I'm here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Just as a note, I have my daughter has an open house at 5 o'clock at Greenfield Middle School, so I don't imagine that we'll still be running into that, but if we are, I have to go to that because she comes first. Motion to approve the minutes of September 8th.
So moved. Second.
If there's no changes, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Update from Dan Pilata or Mike Lucchio.
Funny, when I walked in, I saw Mike and I thought, why is David Senior here?
I'm sort of.
He's a chair of the fire.
Sort of.
I think it would work too.
You were David.
Wrong meeting.
It's a nice thing. It's a good thing.
Yes, it's a compliment.
It's good. David might not think so.
Definitely a compliment. The rub out.
So, yeah, just do a schedule update and budget update.
Okay, so schedule update, they're progressing well. We started the brick veneer.
It looks great.
Yeah, looks good. They received 5,000 brick near the end of last week. And the next shipment should be here beginning to middle of next week.
So that spongy yellow stuff was not the brick, right?
No.
That was the facing, there, the behind the brick.
The spongy yellow stuff is insulation.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that goes
Yeah,
behind.
I mean, I knew that, but my husband kept asking me, so,
That's behind the cementitious panels.
yeah.
It's not behind the brick.
Oh, I know. There's another layer. Yeah,
Rigid insulation.
that's what I.
MEPs are progressing well. Electrical contractors running conduit in the ground, connecting the light pole bases. I don't foresee any issues on schedule-wise. They should be completed within the time frame.
The only thing, and we're going to need your assistance on this, I believe, because it's not working with just me, is we need the city attorney to move the easement paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
And he has it all, but I've been in contact with the GSB attorney. Mike's been in contact with the M&T attorney. They'll sign off on everything so that Eversource can get in here and do what they need to do. But the city attorney needs to get that paperwork, and he's had it for months.
Okay, so you know that he changed attorneys.
Who changed attorneys?
Greg couldn't handle it. I think I told you that.
I emailed the attorney that was on the email. He responded that he wanted last Friday. He said,
Oh, his last name is
Quartz.
Quartz? Schwartz, yes. I knew it started with an S, just like.
So that's who I've been.
Schmidt. Then you've got the right attorney.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last Friday, he emailed me that he was looking for, he said he didn't have the contact information for GSB attorney and M&T attorney, so I sent it to him. So
Yeah,
I don't know if it was
I did
last
see that.
Friday or it was actually probably.
I think it was maybe Friday.
So we just need to get that so that Eversource can get it. But
Okay.
it's,
I have
this one,
never.
it hasn't caused
Yeah.
a delay, but we don't want it to.
I have not ever dealt with him, and I was going to reach out to him and talk to him this week, but now that you've made me, I will do that.
Perfect. We'll get that. And the GSB part is very small, but the M&T part, and M&T obviously is a new bank, having taken over people.
So most of the work is on M&T's property. All the work is on M&T's property. And we're not allowed to do anything until he gets all the easement documents.
That's the people, what used to be the People's Bank.
People's Bank, yeah. So they're dealing with someone in Buffalo.
So this is the primary service. So we can't get power unless we put this conduit in the ground. And it's very important. Eversource has put us on their schedule to hire one of their contractors to bring it into their manhole. And then we're put on the schedule so they can run the primary cables to the new transformer they intend to install. So that is it's almost like a scheduling nightmare, we need to get on their.
You're saying they have not put us on that schedule. Okay.
And Eversource will have a moratorium for winter starting when?
It's the only moratorium only occurs on main thoroughways. It's
Okay.
Private property.
So it should be fine?
Yeah, should be
Okay.
fine. Unless we have 3 feet of frost in the ground.
Right.
They're not gonna waste their time jackhammering the frost out of the ground, so we should be good. You know, M&T's just waiting for this easement document.
Right. And I've been in touch with someone from Eversource that I know, and he's promised me to move people along as needed.
I will say that the real city attorney, Jesse, probably isn't 100% aware of this, so I have to talk, I haven't talked to him until next week, but on another matter, but I could call him tomorrow and just say, I'm gonna call Attorney Schwartz, but I want you to know that we really do need that.
Perfect.
So,
So budget, I guess, any changes? Dates?
No changes so far. We still have a few PCOs that are lingering out there that need to be revised. But all in all, our contingency is healthy. I'm trying to find the right word. It's healthy. Healthy contingency. See that, Ed? Healthy contingency. Okay. So, not sure.
Yeah, I think that's, if we don't have it, there's no PCOs that needed to be approved today. Votes that were needed on change orders.
There are none at this time.
All right. Phil had no updates for us. So he's not on the agenda for that reason, because he didn't have any updates from the architectural standpoint. We do have approval of payment to B. Sullivan of $859,285.76, which I wrote down because I never bring my glasses. I don't know. So first, let's start with a motion for that payment.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any questions on it? Seeing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That's the agenda.
Chairman, Mr. Co-Chair, I do have one issue, if I may. Phil O'Brien had reached out to us about that dedication plaque, and he asked about what substance we want to have it made out of. His plans right now call for glass. He asked us to consider whether or not we wanted bronze, aluminum, or some other metal. And he wanted us to vote on that today. I know Doris I had heard back from Doris about preferring bronze, and that was my sense, although I don't feel strongly about it. And then Phil raised an issue about how to produce that, but I frankly thought that he was going to be at this meeting to help guide us through this decision. But I don't really have any more guidance than that, other than that's what Phil was hoping that we would do, that is vote for it. But I don't know how we do that without more of a information.
Well, what I would say is that we can vote, Doris can make a motion to have it fabricated in bronze.
Yeah, we do that.
And
I'd like to make a motion that we have the plaque fabricated in bronze.
Ed, you could second that.
I'll second it.
And now for discussion purposes, if it's determined, for whatever reason, Phil, which I can't imagine why that would be, but one thing was more
I
difficult
think
than
the
another.
bronze is the best way to go.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, I think that's what high school did.
I think it's pretty typical of the libraries that we visited, and I think, Ed, was that not Dan's thought that it would be in bronze?
That's what I thought. I thought Dan had mentioned that to me.
Okay.
Is it the whole thing in bronze, or are we talking about almost like a frame or something?
I mean, you got-
I just,
you got-
I'd
you
like
got
to see
it.
some sort of a mock-up or model or something.
He sent that out in that email.
Did we see that?
Well, it was
It
just a
was
list of
just-
names.
yeah.
It was just a
It
list of
wasn't,
names.
it wasn't imprinted on bronze, right?
Where is this going to be? Or is it gonna be hanging
It'd be hanging on the wall.
inside somewhere?
Or maybe where you come in the entrance,
Come in the
we've
entrance.
seen other libraries, like when you walk in the entranceway.
Similar to what's at the senior center, it's right in that alcove there.
Yeah.
And the high school's is bronze inside the front door on the left side.
Yeah, I was just wondering, making sure it's inside, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually solid bronze, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have like
Yeah.
a little frame or trim of whatever the letters are. Goldish.
We've just considered the interiors and the look of the interior so much in this building. It would just be nice for everyone to see what a mock-up might look like. I apologize if there was an email. I don't remember receiving anything.
It was literally just
It was just names.
names and how it would look, not
How would
a,
be-
you know,
how
not
would
a
be
different
stamped on.
material. Yeah.
Not the material itself.
Yeah, and I don't think you even mentioned the material in the email, as I recall.
No.
Yeah, it was just a drawing.
No, it was just for.
Yeah, just to make sure that.
Make sure your name's
All right, so here's what we're gonna do, because there's far too many questions we can't answer. So if you just, Phil's not here,
Gonna table.
we'll table the motion, well, someone will have to make the motion to table it.
I will motion to table the motion that Doris just put on the table.
Is there a second? That's non-debatable, all in favor?
Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it the next meeting.
So we want to mock up in bronze.
Yeah, so
Something not literally
We-
in bronze, something.
we want to see what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dimensions and all that. So if I can get us
I
that.
think the dimensions.
The dimensions
We're
are,
on, the dimensions were on that.
it's 3 feet wide by 2'6" tall. Yeah.
Okay.
And please look at your name and the way it was spelled. Tim, do you want to be Tim or Timothy? Karen, I think we have you with
got mine right,
I.
so that's-
And we got you right.
Oh, right off the bat. I was super impressed. I don't think there would be anybody would know who Timothy Farrell is.
Timmy, probably. Yeah,
Like Dick and Dickie.
in some circles, I'm an adult, I don't know.
Well, I remember you in my house,
Yeah, well, we don't know.
so that's never gonna happen.
Right?
I do have a question that I think, Dan would ask about furniture.
Yes.
Just where are we?
Working hard.
Okay.
The committee is working very hard on this. We have spent countless hours reviewing things, reviewing the furnishings, doing some value engineering, doing upholstery and finishes. And our primary goal is to equip the library with furnishings that are sustainable, that will last, that will withstand the test of time. We don't want to have to be buying stuff in 5 years. We want good furnishings. That doesn't mean we're going to spend crazy amounts of money, but we are going to spend what is needed to equip this furniture for this library for the future. So we're being very intentional and very thoughtful about it.
I would hope, and it only just now occurred to me because you and I have had a couple of conversations about furniture. I would hope that there are some places to sit that the chairs are not on the floor. And I don't literally mean on the floor, but that are high enough that older people or people with some mobility issues can sit down and get up more easily than.
Yeah. I can respond that we've looked very carefully. We've had many, many testers of every age trying out, and we really tried out a lot of furnishings. And we have individuals on the committee or on the advisory group who have equipped libraries for wide populations. So yes, definitely, we've been very intentional and very careful about that. And we have spaces that we know will be dedicated reading spaces, or
Right.
spaces where people can go and be comfortable reading and be able to get in and out of a chair easily. We've thought really carefully about accessibility. And that has also informed our decisions about placement of furniture and how much furniture, because we want the space to be navigable. Accessibility is a huge priority. So we're being very, very careful about it.
If we've actually rejected chairs that, we had an 81-year-old or 82-year-old tester and explaining how difficult that was for him to get in and out of. And we didn't like it. And also, and the one we.
I thought it was an ugly chair.
We did. But it wasn't our favorite, but we did pick the one we actually selected. He was crazy for in terms of flexibility for him and in and out. And he could read his newspaper with his arms on.
Oh, yeah.
On the arms of the chair and, yeah.
Good, good.
I have 2 or 3 chairs at my office that were, that didn't make the cut for terrazzo. Well, it wasn't terrazzo then, but they're at my office. I got to keep, we didn't pay for them, I didn't want them back, so.
We had a lot of samples in and out of the library.
We got another one today.
Oh, yeah. So thank you for asking, because it's a process and we're still within the timeline. Natalie's been great to work with. So we're getting there.
What is the timeline? Like when do you
It
need to
depends on
select
which
by?
supplier we're ordering from. Different ones have different timelines. We do want to get the order in as soon as possible because there may be a price jump. It's hard to know, but the way things have been going, there may be a price jump later in the year. So we want to get that order in and lock the prices in before there's a jump. And then if we have to make any small tweaks, it's a $10 tweak instead of a $10,000 tweak.
And delivery, because I know that furniture doesn't get delivered for months and months and months and months.
Right, and we're very aware of that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, and Natalie's really got her thumb on that pulse.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing else,
You're getting open house.
I'm gonna get.
Way early.
I'm not sure I want that.
Despite the fact that I said I wasn't gonna talk. I think maybe, I don't know who all here is on the Library Foundation, but just want to say thank you again. Thank you. I pretty much appreciate it.
We are thrilled to be able to do that as a
Yeah, I know.
foundation. Yeah,
Absolutely, it's great.
Keep it coming.
Yeah, right. And the next one is.
Yeah, and we don't, I
And didn't the foundation get a new printer?
I don't know, did we?
I think I bought one.
Print money?
I don't know. Bob came in and said, "We buy a printer for the library foundation." Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll make sure
As far as I
that.
know. Maybe it was the Friends of the Library.
No, it's not us.
I saw it get delivered.
I recall some people come over here to do library things.
Yeah.
The big one? That happened every year?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Not me.
Not Ellen.
Does the public know what you're referring to in terms of the foundation and the city? I've been reading the paper every day. I haven't seen anything about it in the
There
paper.
was. Isn't there? Yeah, there was an article. It's the 500, the additional $500,000 payment from the foundation to the city to offset the cost of the library. So we're now up to $1 million from the foundation, which is much appreciated.
And one of the things
And
that.
creates capacity in our capital budget so that, because we know the fire station has cost so much more money than we intended for it to. So it helps create capacity in the capital budget for capital expenditures above and beyond what we thought we might need from the library, for the fire station.
One of the things with collections for the library is what many don't understand is that when people make pledges, especially if they're making $25,000 pledges.
Correct.
They don't write a check for $25,000.
Correct.
They pledge it over 5 years.
5
So
years.
the first million's easy.
Yeah.
It's the second million that takes a little.
Might take a bit more time, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's understandable.
we understand that as well.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, if there's nothing else, I'd take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?